Hello, my name is Emily Hargrove, and I am NSSGA's Director of Occupational Safety and Health. I'm the host of the podcast Safety Shorts. Each episode will just be 3 to 5 minutes long, hopefully the perfect bite-sized portion so you always have time for an episode. Whether it's tuning in for a toolbox talk or just tuning in to see what's new and reflect on safety.
Hi, I'm Emily Hargrove, Director of Occupational Health and Safety for NSSGA. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Safety Shorts. October 10th is World Mental Health Day. Established by the World Federation for Mental Health in 1992, it's a day to shine light on mental health issues and the urgent need for better care, understanding, and support. And I think it's a good moment to pause and talk about something that doesn't always get the attention it deserves in our industry, the connection between mental health and safety. In aggregates and mining, we spend a lot of time talking about hard hats, fall protection, machine guarding, all the things we need to keep people physically safe. But here's the truth. Mental health is just as critical. When someone is stressed, burned out, or dealing with anxiety or depression, it doesn't just stay in their head. It shows up in their focus, their decision-making, and ultimately, their safety on the job. Think about it. Running heavy equipment, blasting rock, driving a haul truck, it all requires total attention. And if your mind is somewhere else or you're too exhausted to concentrate, the risk of a mistake goes way up. And in this line of work, one small mistake can have very serious consequences. That's why mental health is really a safety issue. It's not an extra or a soft topic. It's at the core of keeping people safe. In safety and health, we also tend to focus on serious injuries and fatalities and sticky, the stuff that can kill you, both in trying to figure out how to prevent them and unfortunately, sometimes trying to figure out why they occurred. There have been times in my safety career when my job has involved spending a great deal of time on that, the trying to figure out why it occurred, reading about and seeing the SIF, the serious injuries and fatalities. And there was a point I realized I wasn't leaving it at work. It was affecting my mindset and how I saw everything around me. Everything became sticky, and it really had an impact on my mental well-being and how I was walking around in the world. I realized I needed some help. I needed an outlet to talk about and process those parts of my job and how it was affecting me. So what can we do? First, we can start talking about it. In talking about the subject for today's podcast, one of my colleagues asked if I would be comfortable sharing my safety mental health story. It did make me pause at first, but I think we need to normalize talking about counseling, about therapy, about needing outlets for help and support with our mental health. I think just like we do safety toolbox talks or pre-shift huddles, we should feel comfortable checking in on how people are doing mentally, not just physically. Recognizing that stressors, anxiety, depression may have all kinds of sources, and sometimes it's the impact of the work we are doing itself. Second, we can make sure folks know about resources available, whether that's employee assistance programs, counseling, or even just the simple act of taking a break when you need it. As part of the materials accompanying today's podcast, we'll link to some resources that NSSGA has previously put out on mental health and wellness. And third, leaders and supervisors play a huge role. When they model openness, when they show it's okay to ask for help, it sets the tone for everyone else. At the end of the day, safety in aggregates and mining isn't just about preventing accidents. It's about making sure every worker goes home safe and healthy, both in body and in mind. So this World Mental Health Day, let's remember, the strongest safety culture is one that takes care of the whole person, because our people are our most important resource, and supporting their mental health supports everything we do. Thanks again for tuning in today. Till next time, I'm Emily Hargrove. Stay safe.